wicked, you are disobedient, you are rebellious, you are obstinate, then you have hardened your heart. So he says, let's fall after the same example of the hardness, we'll see this, of the heart. For the word of God is quick and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing, dividing asunder of soul and spirit, joints and marrows, is a discerner of thoughts and intents of heart. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in the sight, of whom we have to do. Then verse 14, seeing then that we have such a great high priest who is passed into the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold fast our profession. We've seen that that's confession, saying the same thing as God. Now he says, let us, at the beginning, verse 11, labor. So he wants to show us what the labor is, to enter into that rest, to overcome unbelief, to surmount the hardness of the heart, the unwillingness to be persuaded, to walk in obedience to God when he gives the instruction, to easily obey him, to enter into the rest of obedience. He said, let us labor. Now what's that labor? Number one, he says, hold fast your confession. All right, that is saying the same thing as God. We've said this, calling it into existence. Then he says, for we have not a high priest that cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmity, was at all points tempted like as we are. Let us therefore come up to the throne of grace. So to overcome this, you hold fast to your confession. You are faced with pressure from the outside. Okay? That's the temptation. And when the pressure comes, he said, come up to the throne of grace that you may obtain mercy and find grace to help in a time of need. Now, remember, when did Abraham show, all right, his full persuasion? The Bible tells us in Hebrews 11, verse 17, by faith when Abraham was tried or tempted. In other words, when Abraham came under pressure, then he saw, all right, when he came under pressure, instead of his heart being hardened, he obeyed. And the act of obedience was, he says, he offered up Isaac. So how in the world did Abraham know it was time to offer up Isaac and where to offer up Isaac? He must have gone to the throne of grace during the time of pressure, after he was calling himself a father of many nations, and the pressure comes on. You don't use willpower against it. You don't use your strength against it. It says, even the young shall fall. It says, they will get weary, the youth